You know, we're living through a really strange and intense time. Some people are even calling it the most profound evolutionary shift humanity has ever gone through. So today, we're going to dive into what that means by looking at the lives of two incredible people. One, a hands-on activist, and the other, a deep-thinking philosopher. Their legacies, well, they're like two powerful streams that are now flowing together into one great river, showing us a whole new way forward.
And we're going to start right here with this quote from the activist Mark Dubois. "It takes falling in love." I mean, just let that sink in for a second. This one idea just cuts through all the noise, right? All the data, all the policy debates, and it gets right to the heart of what actually makes us change. This is really the core of our story today. It's about a movement that isn't just powered by logic, but by a deep, almost primal connection to life itself.
And that leads us to this massive question. I mean, what if our whole society, our entire operating system, just shifted? What if it wasn't built on fear or profit or scarcity, but on love and a real sense of connection with the earth? This is the challenge that both of the men we're talking about today have thrown down. They're basically saying, hey, humanity is at a crossroads and it's time for a completely new way of being.
All right, so let's jump into the first of our two streams, the stream of action. This is all about the relentless, passionate work of Mark Dubois, truly a guardian of the rivers.
Mark Dubois' life is just a masterclass in what it means to be committed. I mean, from co-founding Friends of the River back in the 70s to, get this, literally chaining himself to a rock to stop a dam from being filled. His activism was always deeply personal, but his vision was absolutely global. He went on to co-found the International Rivers Network and helped put together two of the biggest environmental events in history.
And the scale of that work, it's just hard to wrap your head around. For Earth Day in 1990, and then again in 2000, Dubois and his team helped get 200 million people on the streets in 184 countries. Think about that for a second. This was before the internet was a big thing. He helped coordinate a global movement, sparking action on a planetary scale. It's just staggering.
But for Dubois, this wasn't just about winning political fights. His whole philosophy was that real, lasting change has to come from an emotional connection with nature. He used to talk about how rivers have a voice, and that his job was just to listen to that voice and fight for it. It's a kind of activism that comes from a place of reverence, not just resistance.
Okay, so now let's wade into our second stream, the stream of vision. Because while Dubois gave us the how of activism, the theologian and philosopher John B. Cobb Jr. gave us the why. He created a kind of moral compass for our times, a whole philosophy that he called Earthism.
So what exactly is Earthism? Well, it's a complete rewiring of how we see the world. It basically says our highest loyalty shouldn't be to a country or a corporation or even a specific religion. It should be to the earth itself. It's a framework that puts the health of our planet and every single thing living on it right at the center of every decision we make.
And this really frames the fundamental choice we're all facing right now. Cobb put Earthism up against what he called economicism, which is pretty much the system we live in now. The one that says endless growth is the only goal, and the earth is just a big pile of resources for us to use. Earthism flips that script completely. It says the economy should serve life, not the other way around.
And these values really get to the practical heart of it all. Life over profit, community over corporations, cooperation over competition. These aren't just feel-good phrases. Cobb laid them out as a real, actionable blueprint, a moral backbone for building a new kind of civilization. And yeah, every single one of them is a direct challenge to the way we do things now.
And this is where it all comes together. This is where our two streams meet. Dubois' passionate, heartfelt action flows right into Cobb's profound, game-changing vision. The how and the why suddenly become one powerful current.
You know, Mark Dubois, taking a page from the great naturalist John Muir, always talked about this deep sense of interconnectedness. His activism was built on the idea that you can't just save a river. You have to understand the whole ecosystem, the communities, the politics, because everything is hitched to everything else.
And then you hear Cobb, whose vision is the perfect partner to that idea. For him, Earthism clicks into place the second we realize that our community isn't just our town or our country, it's the entire planet. See, it's the exact same principle of interconnectedness, just zoomed out to a global, philosophical scale.
So the synergy here is just undeniable, right? Mark Dubois' entire life, his mission of falling in love with rivers and the earth, is the living, breathing proof of Cobb's sixth principle.
reverence over exploitation. It's like one man was the action and the other was the idea. Together, their work gives us a complete and really compelling roadmap for how to build an ecological future.
So the big question is, where does this river flow now? Because the legacies of these two men aren't just something to read about in a history book. They're active, living movements that you can actually be a part of today. This is all about answering the Earth's call to action.
One of the main ways this vision is being carried forward is through the Living Earth movement. It was directly inspired by Dr. Cobb, and its whole mission is to get people working together across the globe to build that ecological civilization he talked about. And there are really clear, direct ways for you to get involved and support this critical work.
And there's another incredible initiative, the Earth Steward Airship Holon Project. The key phrase here is participatory transformation. This isn't about sitting back and waiting for leaders to fix things. No, it's an open invitation for all of us to start living the values of Earthism in our own daily lives and to become active co-stewards of our planet's future.
And really, that's what it all comes down to. The combined legacy of Mark Dubois's action and John B. Cobb Jr.'s vision, it presents us all with a profound choice. It's a call that you can hear echoing through all of their work, from a single threatened river all the way to a global philosophical movement. The Earth is calling. The only question left is, will we answer?